Hey everyone, Andrew here with the Daily LDP, talking about career progression today, the career progression roadmap, the 7 steps in moving from any level, but let's just say supervisor to manager to director level, VP, and potentially the C-suite, if that's something you have your sights set on. And so I've got 20 years of experience in manufacturing leadership, started at the supervisor level and was fortunate enough to be at the P&L leader level. And so VP level, CEO level. And so I'm here to share some of those nuggets of goodness and fundamentals and how you can fast track your career progression. And so these are the core 7 fundamentals that I think every leader needs and able to progress. And there's different adversity. There's unique adversity at each level of leadership. These transcend all of those. And so you get these fundamentals down and you'll be well equipped for the learning curve at next levels. And so daily LDP, leadership development plan. Everyone needs one. Everyone needs a foundation and structure. All leaders need some form of mentorship. And oftentimes we get it from media. And so media is fine. That's something that I've decided to do, is publish daily leadership development messages. And so it helps with structure, it helps with grounding. And then over the course of time, everything doesn't have to resonate with you. But if you invest in daily leadership development that's structured and tied into your niche, which is commonly leadership, it's extremely helpful. You'll get good nuggets. A couple of cycles every week will resonate with you and you'll be able to apply those. And so that daily mental exercise is critical to success, to keeping leaders sharp. Technical skills are paramount. And so to be a competent leader, you have to be technically sound. You have to ensure there's some practical knowledge and structure to how you solve problems and lead teams. Consistency is critical. As your roles and responsibilities elevate, your span expands as well. And so the technical skills in depth are important. The methodology you use is even more important so that the people you lead understand the operating procedures and principles, how we do the work, how we solve for exceptions, when do we escalate, how do we measure, manage certain things. And so technical skills are paramount. I always suggest the Lean Six Sigma certification. Yellow belt, I think, adds undeniable value because it's very practical. Those skills and tools can be applied to any department at any company. I always say, even if you're building ice cream cones, if you run an ice cream shop, there are a lot of principles at the yellow belt level that can be applied to help with yield and throughput. Are really the 2 most important levers. There's a lot of other levers below those, but that's often where the most leakage comes from. Poor yield and poor throughput. And they often work hand in hand in the wrong direction or the right direction. Collaboration has to become a habit. And so oftentimes at lower levels where you have smaller groups, collaboration isn't as often leveraged or leaned upon because you're commonly doing one task or one function. As you grow in business, collaboration is paramount cross-functionally with peers and other departments and organizations. It's like one big string. The company has to behave and act like one big string working in concert together. And so collaboration is paramount. Understanding and learning how to influence, how to lead, understanding other cross functions, how to engage in risk management, how to engage in leadership development and collaboration across different groups is paramount at next levels. Very important. Mentorship is one of the secret weapons. It's so often overlooked. Mentorship, and oftentimes because we internalize or we're potentially embarrassed to ask for help or we think we can figure it out on our own. Well, you can. Like most people that are ambitious can figure things out on their own. I like to challenge mentorship in the framework of, if you utilize and lean on mentorship, people who do gain 10 years of experience every 10 months without a doubt, if you have strong mentors and the desire to listen, learn, and go apply what they're teaching. So here's a quick look at my mentorship journey. When I didn't have it and when I started it. And so if you look at the bottom left-hand side, age 14 is when I started working as an individual contributor. And then age 23, the yellow marker is when I became a supervisor. Age 33 is when I became a manager, so on and so forth. The black line at the bottom is just a baseline of salary compensation in the USA. And so it's just a marker. Not that salary is the only thing that's important. Most of us work 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. And so it is an important element of life and a good marker of not only success, but fulfillment is the other piece that extremely important. So money isn't everything. It's important to us and how we live our lives and the freedom that it grants us. And so if you look at that black line, that's just the baseline in the USA, compensation. And then the green bars are what my salary was as I escalated up through leadership. And if you look at individual contributor, the bar in red, and then supervisor, the bar in yellow, I had little to no mentorship in those arenas. Well, obviously as an individual contributor, working jobs at you name it, different types of companies as I was in high school. And then in my adult life as a supervisor, I didn't lean into mentorship. There were plenty of mentors out there. I would say most of that was just muscle. Me putting in the reps, wanting to get better, and ego getting ahead of results. And so at age 33, I started connecting with mentors. 33, all the way up until now. Some of it very structured, some of it loose, but that's where I really started to accelerate in my career, in my knowledge, in my learning that translated into, of course, a higher salary, but more fulfillment in life as well. So paramount, when you look at the hockey stick, the back end of my career was really me investing in. When it comes to mentorship, you have to invest more than your mentors do. Your mentors don't know what you need unless you're transparent, unless you're reaching out, unless you're asking questions and going and testing. What they tell you to do is very important. You have to go take action. So there's constant feedback loops and you're adding value to them in providing feedback in what you attempted, what you tried, and what the results were. And so that feedback loop, that feedback is a 360. And so you're helping them as well with feedback on what they're coaching, because some of that could apply to other team members that they support or even the business that they run. All right, now we're getting up the scale. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is critical. And so this is more than just empathy. This is, you cannot go through the motions when it comes to emotional intelligence, especially at next levels. So as you ascend up higher and higher, now you're more often dealing with very talented leaders at the manager level, director level, VP level, and even C-suite. You are leading the top 10% of the company. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is make or break. Okay, and so there's a ton of books that go into EQ detail very well. The first step is an assessment. And so you need to do an assessment that helps you. It creates transparency and helps you understand what your gaps are. And then you work with mentors or coaches to build up the foundation in those gaps that are commonly blind spots that then help you. And it's not about faking your way through it. You can't do that with EQ, especially when you're leading high caliber leaders. They will be able to tell, and it's okay to be transparent to tell them you're working on that. If you want to build high performing teams, transparency is very important. And if those leaders know that you're focused on EQ, what do you think they're going to do? Focus on it as well, which ends up being amazing. Yeah, it's a bumpy road. EQ is always a bumpy road. But when there's synergy and everyone on the team, including the leader, is working on it, you only get better over time. Unwavering commitment. And so level 6, step 6 in the path is unwavering commitment. And so, like I said before, as you ascend up in leadership, you have to wake up on fire, investing in yourself and everyone else around you. There is no external motivation. It has to come from within. And if you're on this personal development track, doing small things every day, as simple as daily leadership development, as simple as learning technical skills, as simple as getting mentorship or giving mentorship, all those things resonate and become unwavering commitment in yourself with an aim to make everyone around you better is the key. Back to transparency, and people can see through leaders that are self-serving versus leaders that aim to serve everyone around them that deserves it, right? There are always going to be outliers that take time away from you. That's not the focus. You still need to give your best to those folks, and if unfortunately they don't make the cut, God bless them. But wake up every day on fire with unwavering commitment to your goals and tasks and duties to the business, and also to develop the people and processes around you that make the company robust. Last but not least, one step past unwavering commitment and emotional intelligence is the secret. Now that you have the secret, you share it. It's your duty. It's your responsibility as a leader. It's a call to action. It's something that I'm doing now. The secret is step 7, and you share it with as many people as possible to help the next generations of leaders, of up-and-comers who are aiming, wishing, wanting, hoping for this knowledge, get a tidbit of it. Get some nuggets of goodness that they can then go apply in business and in life. Thanks again for hanging out with me to talk about leadership, the career progression roadmap, and how to fast track it. Always start with daily LDP. You can visit me on LinkedIn for mine. There's a ton of other potential resources that'll hit the mark with you. I'm Andrew. Come to me. Stay on LinkedIn. Keep up with the videos that are on YouTube to learn more about leadership development, career progression, and last but not least, Lean Six Sigma fundamentals. Thank you. Have a great Friday. Today's Friday, and an amazing weekend.